Hare Krishna. Welcome all for the daily English Gita program. So let us start with the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are discussing about the 13th chapter, 18th shloka. Jyotis tamapi tad jyotis tamasa paramuchyate Jnanam jneyam jnanagamyam hridhi sarvastavishtitam. Translation: He is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is the knowledge. He is the object of knowledge and he is the goal of the knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart. So this chapter is 13th chapter. It's first chapter in the Jnana Yoga section actually. This is the nature, enjoyer, consciousness. This chapter is named. So in the starting of this chapter, Arjuna asked the 6 questions. What are all the questions? What is Prakriti? What is Purusha? What is Kshetra? Kshetra means the field. What is Kshetrajna? The knower of the field. What is Jnanam? Knowledge. And what is Jnayam? Object of the knowledge. So Lord Krishna started to answer one by one answers to all these questions. At first, he answered about the Kshetra. From 6 to 7 shlokas, he answered about the composition, qualities, changes of the body, origin of the body. He explained and he answered to this question. Then he also answered from 2nd shloka to 5th shloka about the Kshetrajna. There are 2 types of the knowers of the body, the soul and the super soul. Next, he described about the knowledge. The 5th question, he described about the knowledge. There are 20 elements of the knowledge actually as described. Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, like this total 20 qualities are described. So out of that, quality number 16, exclusive devotion to the Supreme Lord Krishna is the quality of only the devotees. Lord Krishna says that out of other than these 20 items of the knowledge, whatever is there, they are all nissigns. He's telling that they are not knowledge and they are the darkness nissigns. Only these 20 items only constitute the knowledge. So from 13th shloka to 19th shloka, he started describing about the Jnayam, object of the knowledge. Particularly, he was describing about the qualities of the super soul. So what he has described, he described about the Brahman, who is the beginningless, beyond the cause and effect of this material world, he has described. So he also told that this Brahman is subordinate to Krishna. Anadi Matparam Brahma. Then he started describing about the qualities of the super soul. Now we are getting the answers to this Jnayam, object of the knowledge. So most of the answer we have got it. So from 14th shloka to 17th shloka. Today we are going to see about the 18th shloka. So in the 14th shloka, he described about the super soul. So everywhere are his hands and legs, his eyes, his heads, his faces, his ears. He's all pervading. He's spread everywhere. Super soul is spread everywhere. His hands and legs are there everywhere. So in the 15th shloka, we have seen he is the source of all the senses, yet he is devoid of material senses. So he is unattached. So all these things are like different puzzle for the common people. But devotees, they will understand them in complete truth actually. So he is source of all the senses, but he is devoid of material senses. We cannot understand, normal people cannot understand. So second thing he says, he is unattached, though he is maintainer of all. He was maintaining all the living beings, all the living entities, both in the spiritual and material worlds, but he is unattached. If one is unattached, how he will maintain? So that is the greatness about the Lord. Next, he is a master of the modes, three modes, Sattva Guna, Raja Guna, Tamo Guna. But he is transcendental to all these three modes. So next we are going to see in the 16th shloka, he is outside and inside of non-moving and moving beings. Sthavara Jangama. So both moving and non-moving beings, he is outside and he is inside also. How it is possible? So if somebody is there in the room, inside the room, he cannot be outside the room. If somebody is there outside the room, he cannot be inside the room. But the Supreme Lord, for the Supreme Lord, he is Achintya. His powers are Achintya. So because of his Achintya Shaktis, he can do both the things. He is inside and both outside of the non-moving and moving beings. He moves and he doesn't move. He is subtle and he is not knowable to our material senses. He is so subtle we cannot see through our material senses. He is far, far away in the Goloka Vrindavana. He was enjoying eternal pastimes with the gopis, cowherd boys, and all his devotees. He is far, far away from this material world. Actually, we are unable to go very much near to even to the next planet, moon planet also. So if you have to go to moon planet with the fastest rocket, it was taking about 1 month, more than a month it was taking. Then moon is very near to the earth. So what about these other planets, material world, spiritual world? Even if we go at the speed of our mind, it will take ages together to reach to the spiritual world. So that much distance is there, far, far away. But he is very near to us. So next, he is never divided, although he appears to be divided. And he is among all the living beings as a Paramatma, situated as the one. He maintains all the living beings. At the same time, at the end of the time, he is a destroyer of everyone. He is the creator and destroyer. Both he will do this. So in this particular shloka, we are going to touch about the another four important aspects of the super soul. So the first thing he's told that here is he is the source of light in all illuminous objects. So we have seen, so we are getting the light from both sun and the moon also. If both are not there, we are getting the light from the fire or from the electricity. But Lord Krishna says that in the spiritual world, it was given in the 15th chapter, 6th shloka. Na tad bhashayate shuryo, na shashanko na pavaka, yadgatva na nivartante, taddhama paramam mama. That supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by sun, moon, nor fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So Lord says that the spiritual world is illuminated, not illuminated by sun, moon or anything. It was illuminated by the Brahma Jyoti. So the basis of the Brahma Jyoti is the Lord Krishna's body. From his body, the Brahma Jyoti is coming. Because of the Brahma Jyoti, the spiritual worlds are ever illuminated. There is no question of any darkness. But this Brahma Jyoti was covered by the Mahat Tattva in the material world. Because of that, we are not getting light. So we need sun, moon, electricity, all these things. So this sun, moon also, where they are getting this energy? This energy they are getting from the Krishna's bodily effulgence called Brahma Jyoti. So, because of these luminous objects, everything is illuminated. So, this clearly shows that the Supreme Lord is there in the spiritual world, far, far away from the material world, which is the spiritual world is beyond the darkness of the material world. So the next point, the important point what was discussed is he is beyond the darkness of the material world and is unmanifested because the Supreme Lord is there in the spiritual world. So he is beyond the darkness of the matter. He is unmanifested. So he is not visible to our eyes. So when he takes the avatar, then only we can see him. Otherwise, he is unmanifested. So his energies are spread everywhere. Because of his energies, only all these material and spiritual worlds, everything is being maintained. So Lord says in the, we have seen in the 11th chapter also. So he says at the end of the 11th chapter, oh Arjuna, what is the need about knowing about all these my energies? A single fragment of myself, I maintain this entire material and spiritual worlds. That is the power of Krishna. And his energies are ever increasing. It is not that his energies become static. No, Krishna's energies are ever increasing, never, ever, ever, ever increasing. So that is the power of Krishna, the super soul. Next, his transcendental knowledge. It was telling about the transcendental knowledge. He is the knowledge, he is the object of knowledge, and he is the goal of the knowledge. So the Supreme Lord is the knowledge, and by this knowledge, whom we have to know, what we have to get from this knowledge, we have to, the object of the knowledge is Krishna. And what is the goal of knowledge? The goal of knowledge is to get Krishna. So in one sense, everything is Krishna. Without Krishna, nothing exists. So everything is under the control of the Supreme Lord. Everything is to be done for him. Everything is given for him. Just like we offer Ganges water to the Ganges. If you want to worship the Ganges, what we will do? We take the Ganges water and again offer the same Ganges water to her as a worship. Similarly, everything is provided by the Krishna, this knowledge also. So knowledge is Krishna, the object of knowledge, everything, whatever the knowledge, we have to get it. And what is the result of this knowledge? What is the use of this knowledge? Is to go to Krishna. The goal of the knowledge is to go to Krishna. So it is said in the Vedic scriptures, Brahman is the concentrated transcendental knowledge. Brahman is the concentrated transcendental. To one who is anxious to go to spiritual world, the knowledge is given by the Lord in the heart. Just like when Brahmaji, he took birth, when he did the tapasya, Lord implored Brahmaji to do tapasya. So after Brahmaji did the tapasya, he gave the entire knowledge of the Vedas in his heart. It is not only for the Brahmaji, even for the pure devotees also. Lord says in the 10th chapter, 10th shloka, Teshamevanukampardam aham ajnanayam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvata. Lord says, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, what Lord will do that? Lord will do him to that pure devotees. I give the understanding by which they can come to me. See, that is the same thing. He is a concentration of the knowledge, and Lord only will give this knowledge to us. And what he does, the result of this knowledge, what we have to get it is to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. Lord says that to my devotees, I will situate in his heart, I will sit in his heart, and I will guide him personally how he can come back to me. That he was telling. The goal of ultimate knowledge. What is the goal of ultimate knowledge for everyone? Only by knowing him, one can surpass the boundary of the birth and death. So what is the result of getting this knowledge? That was given in this chapter itself. So what is the result of getting this knowledge is to get out of the cycle of birth and death. That is the goal of this knowledge actually. So the last aspect that was given for us in this shloka is that he is in everyone's heart as a supreme controller. So Lord is there as Paramatma in everyone's heart. And whatever the body we take, in that body, whether we take human body, demigod body, or a mosquito, ant, or a cow, or elephant, or a dog, whatever the body we take, the Supreme Lord will come with us as a Paramatma. His hands and legs are everywhere. The Supreme Lord hands and legs are everywhere because as a Paramatma, he spread everywhere. Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. He is there in the present, in the every atom, every particle also he was there. Without his existence, without his presence, nothing moves, nothing stays. No planet will move in their objects, orbits. So without Lord, nothing is there. No one is having any existence. Mercifully, Lord is maintaining all the living beings, including the non-devotees, including the demons also. In the Svetashwara Upanishad 3.17, it is said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is master of all living entities. Therefore, he is the shelter of all the living entities. He is the shelter of all the living entities. The super soul, his hands and legs are spread everywhere. But how our hands and legs are spread? Only within the body, only a particular place. So from this, we can understand that super soul and the individual soul are always different. Some says that, no, I will become the God. I will merge with the super soul and I will become the super soul. I will become the God. No, it will never happen. Always the individual soul and super soul, always different. But only thing is, the individual soul can be in the two states. One be in the eternal service of the Lord, and second one is in the service of the Maya. And the independence given to us based on the independence, minute independence Krishna will give us. We can choose Maya or Krishna. If we are able to choose Krishna at every point of our life, as Srila Prabhupada every time he says, then our life will be successful. So let us try to make our lives successful in this life itself by choosing Krishna every time we have the choice in our life. Hare Krishna. Thank you.